MSI's MAG Infinite S3 is our latest desktop solution, giving you the latest features like an Intel 11th Gen processor and an M.2 SSD for blazing fast Windows boot and program loading times. It's also the very first desktop in the world equipped with Wi-Fi 6E, delivering faster speeds, lower latency, smoother 4K playback, and more. And the Infinite S3 is ready to go out of the box. But speaking of the future, sooner or later you may need to upgrade to play the latest games or add more memory or storage. So we'll also show you how to customize your Infinite S3 the way you want. Hi, I'm Rick, your host on this episode of MSI Procast. Today we're going to be checking out the features of the MAG Infinite S3. It's built to be fast and upgradable and to stay up to date with all your needs. And we've included chapters in the video if you just want to jump to the upgrade section. And don't forget to subscribe to MSI Gaming for the latest news and tutorials. So the Infinite S3 can come in a few different configurations. This one has an Intel 11th Gen Core i7-11700 CPU on an M-ATX motherboard with a 1TB M.2 SSD drive and a 16GB stick of DDR4 3200 RAM, upgradable to 64GB total. The graphics card is a GeForce RTX 3060 Ventus 2X12G, though other options including an MSI RTX 3070 Ventus are available, and the system is powered by a 500-watt PSU. The case accepts graphics cards up to 380mm or 355mm with the front fans installed. There's also spots for one hard drive and two SSDs. This case measures 174 by 447 and 407mm. The MAG Infinite S3 is a smaller 32-liter M-ATX case. Improved over the original Infinite case design is a bigger, easy-to-hit power button and a larger front panel air intake with an ARGB light bar controlled by MSI's Mystic Light software. The side has more air intake and a window to view the ARGB CPU cooler and your components. For connectivity, the case has USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A and C with audio jacks at the front top. The motherboard has HDMI, VGA and DisplayPort out, 4 USB 2 and dual USB 3.2 Gen 1, and Intel Gigabit LAN. Optional is the Intel Wi-Fi 6E with Bluetooth 5.2 module for the latest in wireless networking. The side intake provides ventilation right where the graphics card is, keeping temperatures lower, and the top-mounted fan exhausts heat out from the CPU. The concept of the MSI MAG Infinite S3 is a well-equipped, versatile mid-tower that has options to grow with your needs. As with all computer upgrades, always remove the power cord from the computer's power supply before you start, and ground yourself first before you begin. Check lengths before you buy to make sure it will fit. Let's look at upgrading the graphics card. First, we'll undo the two screws holding in the card on the back of the rear panel. Then we'll unlatch the tab on the bracket and swing it back, which frees the graphics card. Next, we'll remove the PCIe power to the graphics card by pressing down to lift the tab and, while holding the card, gently wiggling out the connector. This MSI RTX 3060 Ventus uses an 8-pin PCIe power connector, and the PSU has another 6+2 PCIe power connector to fit your needs. With that done, holding the card with your left hand, we can push down the PCIe slot tab, which releases the card. Installing a new graphics card is easy. First, insert the card into the PCIe slot, close the bracket and attach both rear screws. Then plug in the PCIe power into the GPU connectors. The MAG Infinite S3 can fit pretty long graphics cards, and the 500-watt power supply can handle up to an RTX 3070. If you're putting in a top-end 3080, 3090, or high wattage draw GPU, you'll need to consider a high wattage power supply to match. It's easy to upgrade your memory too. With the power disconnected, locate the tabs at the top of the DDR4 RAM slots and push down. The stick will pop up and you can remove and insert your new kit. Be sure to align the notch, angle the bottom in, and then slowly align and insert the RAM stick. You can keep the other RAM in the new kit's box. Windows will be installed on your M.2 drive, but if you're installing a larger capacity, let's show you how, and you'll need a magnetic tip small cross screwdriver. First, we've removed the graphics card for easier access and put the MAG Infinite S3 on its side with the power disconnected. Start by removing the end screw. Then lift the memory to a 45-degree angle and remove it. Next, you can insert your new M.2 drive, inserting it at 45 degrees, then gently pushing it down. Finally, secure it with the same screw. Adding SSD or hard drive storage is easy too. You'll need to pick up a SATA data cable for each device to add, and we'll remove the right panel by removing the 2 rear screws and sliding it back. First, we'll look at installing an SSD. There's 2 SSD spots to the right of the motherboard, and the caddies are easily removed by taking off the screw and sliding it to the left. We'll mount the SSD with the 4 screws that come with it, and plug in the SATA data cable and power cable, and put the sled back on, and attach it to the case with the first screw. Then you'll need to plug the other SATA data cable end into the motherboard. Hooking up a hard drive for mass storage is easy too. Push the plastic clip back and slide in the drive all the way. The drive hole will line up with the locking stud on the clip. Then close the clip. Connect the nearby power connector to the back of the hard drive. Now you can hook up the SATA data cable to the back, and then plug the other end of the cable into the motherboard. MSI's MAG Infinite S3 has the power to tackle the latest games, your telecommuting and professional demands, and it comes in a few different configurations to fit your needs. We also have other Intel 11th Gen desktops available with even more power, and you can find all our currently available models on MSI's website. Please have a look there for more details. So when you want to install new components, the MAG Infinite S3 is easy to upgrade in the future. If this video helped you, please do hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe to MSI Gaming for our latest products. Thanks for joining us today, and stay tuned for more new videos. Bye for now.